Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is the Prince of FNAF, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing. And of course, if you like the content seen in today's video, then be sure to hit that like button and notification bell. That way you will indeed be notified for any awesome videos like this in the future. Alright guys, well I visited the Vancouver flea market this afternoon, and while I was there, a vendor was selling a couple of vintage action figures. So one of them, of course, that caught my eye is this awesome vintage stripe figure from the Gremlins movie. Now obviously it's not going to have as much articulation as, say, figures that NECA produces now, as a lot of the modern day gremlin figures are better quality and have a lot more, articulation. As this is an older figure, you're not going to see a whole lot of articulation, but it's still a magnificent figure to look at, to say the least. He does have this nice mohawk here, which feels a bit crusty. I'd rather not think about it too much, as these are troubling times that I don't want to be getting whatever. So let's move on. But it's a nice figure to say the least. I don't want to be too rough with him, but just showcasing his articulation here. He does rotate a little bit, and his like legs, his thighs right here, they rotate. His clawed hands are made of a nice rubbery material, and they rotate on both hands, which is pretty nice. He does have articulation that goes up and down. It's kind of like a quiver. Same on this side, up and down. And of course, you can move it back and forth. I'm not going to be too intense with this because this is an older figure, and I don't want to wreck it. His head. Be very careful here. Being super careful. I'm scared right now. And does he do it? He does it. He can do the Exorcist. Wow, that was a scary procedure. But other than that, he doesn't have a lot more articulation than, say, the figures of the time did. But what you're paying for here is really the sculpting, with the plated scales on his, upper legs to the clawed feet, and of course all of the intricate detail sculpting in the face itself, as you can see there, looking very much like Stripe from the movie, with the frilled gremlin ears and the spikes, and just the kind of gruff, rugged, details that the Gremlins had in that first movie. But anyway, I'm going to do some size comparisons before we continue off with this awesome figure review. So stay tuned. There's more video to be had. So as you can see, I've brought my NECA Masterpiece Mohawk from Gremlins 2, the new batch, and you can totally see the sort of characteristics have changed prior different movies, and of course a different artist team behind the design of the Gremlins in each of the films. You can see the Gremlins have a more simplistic design, but still it stays very real. And of course in the Gremlins 2, the new batch movie, they have a more realistic design. But not just that, you can totally see the change in just overall presentation of the figures. This is a much more statue or standard based figure that doesn't have a lot of articulation, and then you go to the modern day Gremlin figure, as it has tons of articulation and lots of detail and dry brushing. But let's move on. Oh, also I forgot to mention, I just noticed this, by the way, his head is on a swivel joint. So you can kind of angle it down, sort of creepy like, or just have it facing straight up. whatever you wish. It is your figure, display how you wish. But yeah, looking closer at the details of this particular piece, you can see all the intricate details, even the sort of coloring and the stripes, and of course his stomach area. You can even just see the detail. It looks very organic, very natural. It doesn't look out of place, and that's what I like about this particular figure. It's old, but it's definitely a goodie. Because, like I said before, if you look really close, you can see dry brushing on the scales. It's kind of a green, like an olive green color, with kind of some dirty brownish green added to it. And then, of course, you have the parts that are just colored, the patches of cream on his chest, and of course the stripes and everything like that. It's very natural. It looks like a real creature, which I love. So you can definitely tell that NECA, even back then, were delivering high quality action figures to fans. And so you get the back of his ears there, very accurate to the movie. Even these kind of parts right here, and the sort of lobster tail that the gremlins had in those first movie, and of course the kind of shoulder pad, scaling armor pieces. But definitely there's a lot of great articulation on this figure that I couldn't really get into. Even the mouth itself is just done in a really glossy paint that really makes it look like his mouth is actually alive. There's flesh and saliva dripping in there. Definitely really awesome. And of course they did the extra mile of giving him real hair, and I love it. But anyway, hope you guys are having a great Christmas season. Christmas is just about on us, and I thought, because Gremlins can be conceived as either Halloween or Christmas, as the first Gremlins movie took place during Christmas, I thought it'd be a great time to take a look at this vintage Gremlin stripe action figure. As you know, sometimes Christmas can be very vintage even. Just think about those old fashioned family Christmases. The act of cutting down a tree, But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Do take care. And whilst I set him back up, have a Merry Christmas. And I'll see you guys in the next video.